Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 12th onwards to 15. Yada didyagatan tejaha jagadhasayadekhilam yachandramasi yachagno tattejo vidhi mamakam gama vishyaja bhutani dharayamyaham pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha aham vaishwanaro bhutva praninam dehamashritah pranapana samayuktah pachamyannam chaturvidham sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtah mattasmriti jnanam apohanancha vedaisya sarvairahameva vedyah vedanta krit vedavideva chaham. Chapter 15 is called Purushottama Yoga. Yeah? Purushottama means, if you reverse the words, it becomes Uttama Purushaha. Uttama Purushaha in Samasa is Purushottama. Now, have you noticed in this chapter, there is an emphasis on the Asmat Shabda. Now, totally Bhagavan is talking in the Uttama Purusha style. Uttama Purusha in Sanskritam is first person, yeah, me. So, ahameva sarvaihi vedehi vedyaha. Then yo mam bhajati sarvabhavena asammudaha. Then mattaha eva smriti jnanam apohanancha. So, from me alone is everything. Ahameva idam sarvam. I am everything. And the one who worships me. So, who is this I, Purushottamaha? The Supreme Brahman and reality, and not this avatara. Purusha, Sri Krishna, the son of Devaki, and all that. So, in this chapter, Bhagavan is unfolding the glory of that supreme reality, how the supreme reality has become everything and is everything. This is called Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava Tattvam is being shown, especially in the verses from 7 to 15, which we are about to conclude that section. What went by before that, 1 to 6, was a graphic description of Samsara Vrikshaha, the tree of worldly life, and who is able to uproot it, what are the qualifications. And then after that, we are seeing this, how Bhagavan says, I alone am shining in all the jivas. Yeah, you are all my reflections, Bhagavan says. I am lighting up the upadhis. No? I, by the power of Maya, have manufactured the bodies, the minds, the subtle and the gross universes. And now I'm shining as the light which is illuminating everything. I have empowered the devatas to grant all the faculties of perception. Yeah? Then I have become the brilliant sun, yeah, who makes the day for us and who energizes the solar system and makes life possible. Then I, as the moon, healing, cooling energy, somo bhutva, I've made everything rasatmakaha. Nutritive values there. I've entered the earth gam avishya. And I have become the food for you. Bhojanam ahameva. Then Bhagavan says, not only the food that is eaten, I am the eater also. Because I am manifest as the Vaishwanaro Agnihi in the stomach. So I am receiving the food eaten and I'm along with the pranas, digesting it, assimilating it, distributing it in subtle form, eliminating, all this I'm doing. So you see, the food is ultimately cooked in 3 kitchens. The first is the great nature kitchen. Bhagavan is providing earth, fire, water, air, photosynthesis, and food is available as Oshadhayaha. Then second kitchen is our mothers and fathers also, even they are cooking nowadays. Our home kitchens, right? Masalas and water and pressure cooker, but Agni is important, no? And if people are using only electrical gadgets, then the Agni is not being used. Then final cooking is in the stomach. And the threefold cooking is happening. So you see, even the mundane daily activities are being converted into a ritual. Yeah, as we bathe, there is one suktam which we can chant. It is called Aghamarshana Suktam, which we learn in the Gurukulam, and that purifies the water. And so it is like we are doing Abhishekam to the Devata in this body. That is Bhagavan. And then when I dress up and do Alankara, that is Alankara to the Devata, put flowers, ornaments, look presentable, makeup, all this is Alankara for the Devata. Then offering food and offering the prana ahutis, chanting Vedic mantras, pranaya swaha, it is Naivedyam to the Devata. Then what will I get in return? Prasada. And the word prasada is prasidati iti prasada. That which will please my mind and I will be filled with anandam. So this is the Vedic vision. And the gist of the Sarvatma Bhavana, we have seen it earlier in chapter 4. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmaknau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva Dena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina, where we saw all the components of a Vedic ritual. What are the components? Yajamana, one who performs, is Brahman. He is using a ladle, that is Brahman. The Yajna Kunda is Brahman. What is offered there is Brahman. The Sankalpa, what one hopes to attain, that is also Brahman. So Brahma Karma Samadhina. And that is why the Bhojanam is Bhagavan, the eater is Bhagavan, eaten is Bhagavan, everything is Bhagavan. That is what we are seeing in this profound chapter, and especially these verses 7 to 50. Now, those we saw that another verse, Yatantaha Yoginaha cha enam pashyanti. Those with mature, prepared buddhis, Samskrita buddhi, who have done Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam, guided by a guru, are able to perceive this. They have the Sukshma buddhi. They can see the reflection of Bhagavan as that reflected consciousness, which is lighting up the upadhi. And when the time is up, it will depart, carrying along the manas and the organs of knowledge. And then it's going to assume a new environment. So Shankaracharya says these are the dhiras. But the achetasaha, avivekis with the gross buddhi, they are not able to perceive this subtle phenomena. So Shankaracharya says they are balaha iva. They are like children. Supposing to a child, I offer a chocolate in one hand and a 500 rupee currency note in the other. Which one will it take? Chocolate. Yeah. Because it is not understood that the 500 currency note can buy 1 kilo of chocolates. So that is the difference between a Viveki and a Aviveki. Yeah? And so this is the profound section we are seeing. And the last shloka we were seeing was this 15th shloka, which is very important, of the 15th chapter, where Bhagavan says, Sarvasya ja aham hridi sannivishtaha. I am seated in the hearts of all. Now, is Bhagwan referring to the physical heart? Which heart? So we all have a physical heart, thank God. And it is going love, 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 love. That is a physical, biological heart. Then we all have an emotional heart. The emotional heart that feels sad and rejoices and loves. That's the psychological heart. But that is not the heart what Bhagwan is saying. Hridi. The Hrid is the spiritual heart, which is the Buddhi. The Buddhi means in the space of my understanding, Bhagwan is there. So I recognize the presence of that shining core Tattvam in my heart. So that is not the biological organ. Okay. Then Bhagwan says, Mattaha smritihi jnanam apohanam cha. So I'm seated in the hearts of all the jivas. Now, whether the jivas are sentient like us or insentient like this table, Bhagwan is there also as the Sat principle. Yeah. But the table does not have awareness. It cannot know itself. It cannot know that it is different from the sofa. Yeah. Jada. But Bhagwan has pervaded all. Jada, Chetana, twofold entities in the universe. Everywhere Bhagwan is present. Yeah. But only the jivas can understand the presence of Bhagwan. And that too, from the jivas, only the Manushya jiva can gain this moksha. So Bhagwan says here, from me is knowledge, from me is memory, and from me is forgetfulness also. That's easy to understand because who has given me this body, mind, sense organs? Bhagavan has manufactured this input-output device, yeah, which I'm using for a transaction in the Vyavahara. So Bhagavan says, I am lighting up your mind. I enable any knowledge to be gained, whether it is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 or some, Heisenberg principle of uncertainty, same principle is lighting up all the minds. So whether it is paravridya or aparavidya, I am lighting up the mind, making it sentient and possible to gain knowledge. Then once the knowledge is gained, what happens to it? It gets stored. And gets stored where? In the Chittam. The Chittam is the database. And it's not a database which will have just 20 GB space or even 500, you say. Infinite space is there. It has a space to hold all the samskaras of all that we've experienced in all the lifetimes gone by. That is the nature of the Chittam. Yeah? Sometimes people liken it to a post office, just in a post office, how beautifully organized it is, There are these pigeonholes per district and per state, and then easy retrieval. So too it is said that our subconscious mind has got the nama. If it's a mango, okay, then it's a fruit, and then its form, and then whether it was favorable or not. That is also recorded in the Chitta. And so, at the when we need it, we are able to recall from the database, Chittam. Yeah? So we need to, the recall function, Smriti is very important. I need to know that Gita day is Tuesday. I have to be ready if I forget. I miss the class and, I lose the opportunity. Yeah? So knowledge is very important for us to retrieve. But then what happens? Apohanam. We don't always remember everything, Nowadays, I think Apohanam is increasing because of the gadgets, and the overall stressful situations and, our modern life has contributed a lot towards it. Yeah. Now, that happens because the mind is cluttered, mind is troubled or anxious, or some intense emotion has gripped it. Then we cannot remember. Yeah. But have you noticed in calm moments, when you're doing puja, when I'm doing puja, I'll be remembering a lot of things. So what they say, like Albert Einstein, what he would do? he would sleep in the night, and he knows that the subconscious mind in the deep sleep will archive all the experiences. Yeah. And then in that calm mind, suddenly a formula will surface. Then he'll get up in the middle of the night and write down the formula and then sleep again. Because in the heat of activity, again, it will be lost. Yeah? This is called having a second brain. So download the information and have a notepad ready if some good suggestions pop up in the mind so that we can implement it later. Yeah? So do not overcrowd the mind. But then we also saw this apohanam is a blessing. You know, so many incidents have happened, not only in this Janma, in the past Janmas. So those incidents where, they may be traumatic incidents, unfortunate incidents, I don't need to remember all that. Yeah. But modern psychology, what does it do? It will try to connect the present situation to some remote childhood issue. You are the way you are today because this happened to you in the past. But then the past has a past, and that past has another past ad infinitum. This is how much will you dig into the past? Yeah. So up to a certain point, it is helpful. Yeah. That today I'm like this because this happened in my childhood. But generally, it is said that it is best to cremate the past. Past is over. It's like a cancelled check. Yeah. So what we need to remember, let us retrieve that. But above all, important thing for a student of Vedanta is to use the mind for Vedanta Vichara, to do deep introspection, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, make the mind and lifestyle more and more sacred. So I remember the important things. Yeah. And other things, let them be in the subconscious mind. Then it will be like some distant nightmare. It will not affect my functioning now. Yeah? It's there. It's not erased. It's there, but it will not affect me anymore. So Bhagavan says, I am the witness of all this. Whether the patient is in coma, or the patient has dementia, or the patient is a brilliant scientist, I am the same light of consciousness lighting up all the minds equally. So there are these deformities and anomalies at the physical level, at the mental level, intellectual level also, but not at the level of Atma. That is why Bhagavan says, Mattaha eva smritihi jnanam apohanam cha. Then the second line of this shloka in Tishtapita is, Vedehi cha sarvaihi ahameva vedya. Now here commentators say, look at the word eva. Eva means alone, that alone. So they give two interpretations. One is, Bhagavan says, I alone am to be known by all the Vedas. Vedas means Gita also. Gita is Veda Sara Sangraha. Essence of the Vedas we have. Be it Gita or Upanishads, no? I alone am the topic. Yeah. Then another interpretation is Sarvehi Vedahi Eva Aham Vedya. I am to be known only by the Vedas or the Shastras. You see the difference? First is, I alone am the topic of the entire Shastras. Second is, by the Shastra alone, I am to be known. Yeah. So the first thing is, Bhagavan says, at the various stages, we all have to do Karma Yoga. Then Bhagavan says, I am worshipped when you do Karma Yoga. Then when you do Bhakti Yoga, I am again the altar of worship. Then Raja Yoga, you are purifying for whose sake? My sake. And as a Jnana Yogi, I am yourself. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So the only difference is Bhagavan is a Saguna Brahma in the Karma Kanda. Yeah, there's a Dvaita. I'm worshipping for this purpose, Bhagavan. And in the Jnana Kanda, I worship this Sarvatma Bhava. That is, I worship the indwelling Lord in myself. So I alone am Vedyaha. And second interpretation is Sarvaihi Vedaihi Eva Aham Vedyaha. Means there is no other pramana that can reveal me except Vedas. Yeah? So we have seen why. Only the Vedas are going to talk about Papa, Punyam, Swarga, and Ishvara. Yeah, no other. Can we see with our organs of perception? We cannot perceive Bhagavan. We cannot infer Bhagavan. And so all those pramanas, Pancha pramanas are not available. So only Shabda pramana, Veda pramana, only by that I can know who is Bhagavan. And that Shastra pramana is unfolded by the Guru. That comes in the next line. Vedanta Krit. Bhagavan says, Ahameva Vedanta Krit. Vedanta Krit means the creator of Vedanta. Creator of Vedanta means Bhagavan is saying, I am the source of all knowledge. Yeah? I have created the Sampradaya. And if you remember the first shloka of chapter 4 Gita, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshvakave Braveed. So there also Krishna has said, I taught this knowledge to Sun. Sun taught to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku, and it is percolating down. So there also Bhagavan said, I as a supreme reality, I have downloaded all this divine knowledge into the Vyasas and Vasishtas and Adi Shankaracharyas, and it is coming down because I am Vedanta Krit. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam. How it is coming down, or Narayanam Padmabhavams, that another parampara is also there. So I am the source of all knowledge, and then Vedavit also I am. Vedavit means the knower of the Vedas. Who are they? They are the gurus, the teachers, the acharyas. So I am the source of all knowledge and I provide all the links. So I am the teacher, I am the source, I am the student also. Because the student is going to become Vedavit, right? So here we have to be careful only about one fact, that there are only superficial differences, gender differences. One is a guru, other is a shishya, but Swarupa is same. And that is what Bhagavan is saying. I am Sarvasya Atma. I am the essence, indwelling essence of all. That is this shloka. We have ended now the number 50. Now, this lofty Sarvatma Darshanam has ended with 15th shloka. Now, the last concluding verses of this chapter, Purushottama Yoga, is devoted to the word Purushottama. What is Purushottama? Where is Purushottama? And we know already, right? Purushottama is one more word for the Supreme Brahman. Yeah? But what exactly? That is going to be told here. You know, the word Purusha also we have seen many times. What is the derivation there? Puri Shete iti Purushaha, Purnat Sarvam iti Purushaha, Pure iti Sarvam iti Purushaha. So Puri, this body is the 9-gated city, Navadvare Pure Dehi. We have seen that. So who is indwelling that? Purushaha. So that Purushaha is the Jiva, means the Jiva who is connected with one Upadhi is the Purushaha. Then Pura iti Sarvam, one that is pervading everything, filled up. No, Vishnu Shabda, same meaning, is Purusha. Then Purnat, iti Purusha means the one who is complete, limitless. It is not limited by Desha, Kala, Vastu. You take a Jiva like any one of us, we are limited. We have only so much dimension, right? We are limited by age, gender, the physical limitation is there, mental limitation is there. But Purnat Sarvam Purusha is limitless. It is everywhere, it is everything. Yeah, all at once. So that meaning we've already seen, but now we are going to see the Purushottama Shabda. Let's chant the verse 16. Dvavimau Purusho Loke
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके
क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च
क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च
क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि
क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि
कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
together one time द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते. So here 16, 17 and 18 are going to explain the nature of the Purushottama, the word. Dvau imau purushau. The sandhi is Dvau imau purushau loke ksharaha cha aksharaha cha. Ksharaha sarvani bhutani kutastaha aksharaha uchyate. So before getting into the verse, I will give an introduction to the section, and that is, there are these three principles in the universe. Yeah? One is called the Kshara Purusha. Yeah? Now, Kshara means what? Perishable. Ksharati iti Kshara Purusha. So, Kshara Purusha is the technical word used for this visible, tangible Jagat. Jagat we know is Pancha Bhautikam. It is derived from the Pancha Mahabhutas. It is subject to change, Shadvikaras, and it will decline. And hence, the name for this entire tangible Nama Rupa Kriyatmakam Jagat is here Kshara Purusha. Because Ksharati, it is, yeah, all upadhis put together. Yeah. This visible, tangible universe. Yeah. You got it? The tangible universe, yeah, which is born is gone. Yeah. Kshetram. The Kshetram, you can say. So all the Kshetrams are referred to as Kshara Purusha. Yeah. Even as we are talking to each other now, the Zoom hour is going on. Yeah, and after the Gita session, we'll all be 1 hour older. We means the body only, yeah. Okay, that aging. That is called Kshara Purusha. Okay, that which I'm experiencing. But the experience is, time bound. So that visible. Then let's come to the second Purusha, which is Akshara Purusha. Now here we have to be careful because this Akshara Purusha is not Akshara Brahma. Mundaka talks about an Akshara Brahma. That means imperishable. But here this Akshara Purusha Bhagavan is using in the sense of the cause of the Jagat. See, the Jagat of which I am a part of is called Kshara Purusha. Okay. But what is the cause for the Kshara Purusha? Maya. Okay, the Maya, the immediate cause, right? So the Maya is the Karanam to bring about the Karyam. And that causal status is called Akshara Purusha here. Only here. In all other contexts, Vedanta context, Akshara will refer to Supreme Brahman. But here, Akshara Purusha is that Karana Sharira. Yes, Karana Avastha. So, Kshara Purusha is Vyaktam, manifest. Akshara Purusha will be Avyaktam, unmanifest. All that you have to remember only these two words. Kshara is Vyaktam, Akshara is Avyaktam. That's all. Easy. Yeah. Like, this flower. Right now, it is Kshara Purusha. But then when the time is up, it will go back to the elements, go back to the seed, and that's called Akshara Purusha. Then it will come again for not the flower, but you take any jiva. The tree is Kshara Purusha, but when it goes back to the seed, it is Akshara Purusha. Then again it will become Kshara Purusha. So Kshara Purusha is visible, tangible, Vyaktam, manifest. Akshara Purusha is invisible, intangible, unmanifest, Karanam. Okay. So there is a Karanam, Karya will be rotating all the time, isn't it? In every cycle of Srishti, the lokas are there, the jivas are there in a Vyakta condition. But at Pralaya, they will all be withdrawn to Avyaktam. And that is called Akshara Purusha here. Only in this chapter 50. Okay. So basically, Akshara Purusha is the Karana stage, causal. Also, you can say Maya or Avyaktam. And Kshara Purusha is Karya stage, the product, effect. Now we come to the actual Purusha, the third one. That is Supreme Brahma or the principle of consciousness. And here Bhagavan says, I am distinct from both. I am other than Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. I am that Swayam Jyoti Param Brahma, which is neither Karanam nor Karyam, neither manifest nor unmanifest, neither visible nor invisible, neither arriving nor departing. That means Sakshi, and I simply am. That easiness and Satyam, Paramarthika Satyam is called what? Purushottama. Okay. So these shlokas are all centered on that Purusha Shabda. So that Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa Param Brahma, which is the Sakshi bird, which is pure existence, which never undergoes change, Avyayam, is Purushottama. Whereas the other two Purushas, will they undergo change? Yes. The tree will go back to seed, seed to the tree. The jivas, the bodies will disappear and then assume another body. So Vyaktam, Avyaktam, Avyaktam, Vyaktam. We saw that shloka in chapter 2, no? Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamathyani bharata avyaktanidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. Krishna says, Arjuna, why are you grieved about the soldiers perishing and all this? They will go back to Avyaktam and come back again to Vyaktam. Yeah? So this Vyaktam stage is, Puja Swamiji says, it's like a blink of an eyelid. It is so short, the lifespan. We think we are going to be here forever. Vyaktam stage is limited. Yeah. And it will be withdrawn into Avyaktam and only to come forth to Vyaktam again. Yeah? So we have to be careful about that word Akshara. Yeah? So don't get confused with the Aksharam Brahma of chapter 8 in the Gita and Aksharam Brahma of the Mundaka Upanishads. Okay? Here the Akshara is still matter. One more thing is, Kshara Purusha is the matter principle. We know only matter will be going up and down, fluctuating, right? It will never get destroyed. Even science tells us that. Yeah? Akshara Purusha is also matter. It's like frozen matter. It is subtle-most state. Like, water. Ice and water are like Kshara Purushas. Then vapor, once they vaporized, they are like Akshara Purusha. And then that vapor will again, come back to water form. That I think that example will make it more clear. So now, one more thing to understand is these two Purushas, Kshara and Akshara, they are dependent. They are Savikara. They are Saguna. They depend on whom? Parabrahma. Yes. Purushottama is Nirvikara, Nirguna, Supreme Reality. And so, the Param Brahman activates his Maya Shakti, then from the Avyaktam, Vyaktam will appear. And then Vyaktam will go back to Avyaktam. But Purushottama is outside of this cycle of manifestation and unmanifestation. Okay. So that Purushottama is unaffected. like the Sakshi bird. So whatever happens to the body enjoys birthdays and anniversaries, and the body will be changing. Yeah, and the mind also is changing. Whatever happens to the mind, whatever happens to the body, does not happen to I, Purushottama. That is the whole teaching. That Purushottamaha, Supreme Brahma, Aham Asmi. Now, let's see the shloka again. This number 16. Dvau imau purushau loki. So, in this loka, in this universe, Dvau imau purusha. These two purushas are there. Ksharaha and Aksharaha, which I just explained. Ksharaha is the visible universe, which is perishable, and Akshara is also changing. It is called imperishable because it is relatively imperishable. The Kshara Purusha is perishing, that we know, time bound. But this Avyaktam, Pralaya is for a much longer duration. So in comparison, it is more eternal, is it not? That's why also the relative, yeah, it's got a relative eternity. And that's why also Akshara is first. But it is also time bound. At some point, the seed will bring forth the sapling. Okay. Then, second line, Sharaha Sarvani Bhutani. So this Shara Purusha is all the Bhutas. The sum total of all the Nama Rupas, all the Jivas put together is Shara Purusha. Or Shara Prapancha, you can say. Then Aksharaha Uchyate what? Kutastaha. So again, the word Kutastaha has been used in a different sense earlier. In the Gita itself, anvil. Yeah, I think chapter 8 it comes. And 12. 6 also. Yeah. Kutastaha means Kuta with Tishtati iti Kutastaha. Now, what is a Kuta? The anvil. If you take the iron smith, the blacksmith, he will hammer, like, if you want this shape, then he'll take a piece of iron and hammer it on the anvil to give it a shape, right? The metal changes, but the anvil does not. That is Kuta. Yeah. So we have seen this Kutasa Shabda for Supreme Brahma, that which is changeless. But again here, Kutasa is used for Akshara Purusha. And Akshara Purusha is causal status. The seed stage. Okay? You have to be careful about that. Yeah, little technical. But all you have to remember is this Kutastha is referring to the Akshara Purusha, which is unmanifest. And Shara Purusha is manifest, tangible. Okay? These are the only two things. And we know that the universe goes through cycles of both. Kshara Purusha, right now, it is the Pratama Pada of Kali Yuga. Then when the time is over at Pralaya, this Kshara Purusha will fold back into Akshara Purusha. And then come back into Kshara Purusha. That's all. Yeah? So 16 shloka talks about these two Purushas. Yeah? Now, let us see the third and actual Purushottama, which will come in the 17th shloka. Uttama Purushastvanyaha
Uttama Purushastvanyaha
Paramatmetyudavritaha
Paramatmetyudavritaha
Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatmetyudavritaha
Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatmetyudavritaha
Yo lokatrayamavishya
Yo lokatrayamavishya
Vibhartyavyaya Ishvaraha
Vivartyavyaya Ishvaraha
Yo lokatrayamavishya Vibhartyavyaya Ishvaraha
Yo lokatrayamavishya Vivartyavyaya Ishvaraha.
Together, one time. Uttama Purushastvanyah.
परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य विभक्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः.
So this shloka 17 introduces the Purushottama. Uttamaha Purushaha tu. Tu means whereas. On the other hand. So we have seen the other two Purushas. Now Gita is contrasting. On the other hand, Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha. It is other than, distinct from these two avasthas. Kshara avastha and Akshara avastha. Okay. And what is that called? Paramatma iti udahritaha. It is called Paramatma. Where did we see the Paramatma Shabda in the Gita? Chapter 13. Paramatma Upadrashta. Yeah. So Paramatma, that limitless Param Brahma, Paramatma is Anyaha. Other than these two. Which two? Kshara and Akshara. Then what is the function of that Paramatma? Second line. Yaha lokatrayam avishya. Having entered the entire universe, having pervaded it, what? Bibharti. Bibharti is the verb. Bibharti means sustains, hold, supports. Yeah? As Abhyaha Ishvaraha. Last words. Abhyaha we have seen many times, changeless. So without changing, that Abhyaha Ishvaraha Bibharti. Supports and sustains. Sustains what? Lokatrayam. This entire universe. Yeah. How does it sustain that? Come back to our familiar examples. No? How does gold sustain the ornaments? By being the Adhara. So gold Bibharti. Yeah, water and waves. Second example. So the water is the Adhara for waves. The thread is the Adhara for the cloth. And gold, without gold, you cannot have ornaments. So the role of Paramatma, Purushottamaha is Bibharti, to sustain Vishwasyadharam, to uphold the Vishwa by being its support. Adhara, correct. Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham. Vishwasya Adhara is Purushottamaha. Yeah? So it is like that background Sakshi bird. Yeah? The Sakshi bird is witnessing. It is not going to be affected by anything that happens to the Upadhi. But the Jiva bird is affected. Why is the Jiva bird affected? It is identified itself. I am this much alone. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. So Dehabhimani, exactly. Yeah. So whatever happens to the body, whatever happens to the mind, it is superimposed on the Atma. Yeah. That is the mistake. Jiva thinks I was born, I'm going to die one day. Yeah. I'm miserable. So that is because all the attributes and the states of the Upadhi, it is transferring to itself. But not so the Sakshi bird. And the Sakshi bird is Paramatma and Purushottamaha. Actually, they're simple if we are able to understand. There's some technicality here. No? So whether there is a Shani Dasha happening, everybody has to go through Shani Dasha, I heard twice in a lifetime. But Shani Dasha or the Navagrahas, whom are they going to affect? Deha, correct. Kshetram, yeah. The Kshetram, it will affect. There'll be loss of health, and there'll be some cause for mental worry, anxiety, health issues will be there, loss of wealth, all this astrologers predict. But Purushottama is ever in Anandam, like the Sakshi bird. That is the whole purpose, that I can manage these ups and downs in my life with some Viveka. So some Viveka, Atma and Atma Viveka, if I do, they will be manageable. I will not be overwhelmed by the situation. That's why Pujya Swamiji would say a very beautiful sentence. No? Always tell yourself you are much, much, much bigger than the situation you are in now. Bigger means what? You are limitless Param Brahma. So you are much bigger than what you're facing. Yeah? So when you have that extended wide angle lens view of yourself, then whatever we are going through will be almost reduced to insignificance. No, I can manage it. Easy to handle, and I will cross over that. But the more I am attached and there is Deha Abhimana, then it looms large. Then it seems like impossible to. So you are bigger than what you are facing or what situation you are in. Yeah, referring to the limitless Param Brahma. 18th, let's do that. Yasmat Sharamati
Yasmat Sharamati
Aksharaadapi Chotamaha.
Aksharaadapi Chotamaha.
Yasmat Sharamati Aksharaadapi Chotamaha.
Yasmat Sharamati Aksharaadapi Chotamaha.
Atosmi loke vede cha.
Atosmi loke vede cha.
Pratitah Purushottamaha.
Pratitah Purushottamaha.
Together. Yasmat Sharamati Aksharaadapi Chotamaha. Atosmi loke vede cha. Pratitah Purushottamaha. Yasmat means because. Yasmat Ksharam Atitaha Aham. Aksharat api cha uttamaha. So Bhagavan is saying, because as consciousness, as Brahma is Atitaha. Atitaha means beyond, superior to Kshara. It is superior to the fluctuating, constantly changing Karya Prapancha. No? Ksharam Atitaha Aham. Bhagavan is using I. Yeah, referring to Supreme Brahman. So Bhagavan says, because I transcend both Aksharam and Akshara. Ksharam Atitaha Aksharaadapi. I as Uttamaha. Now, Uttamaha is superlative, no? Sanskritam, best. We say Uttama in Sanskrit, we say very good, excellent, great when you give, no? So here Bhagavan says, I am that Uttamaha, Uttamaha Asmi. I am beyond and superior to both the matter that is manifest and the subtle matter that is withdrawn into a causal state. I am beyond both. Very difficult for us to imagine. Because we are right now identified with the matter principle. Now, buddhi is matter after all. And we are trying to comprehend that from which the buddhi came. So that is why it's in the Mundaka we saw recently, the last mantra, that in a purified, steady buddhi, the Atma will reveal itself. The more we search for it, outside it eludes us. But the moment we purify and steady the mind, we can see that Sakshi bird in the Buddhi Guha. It is shining there. But if it is covered by Tamas and Rajas, it cannot be noticed. Yeah. So that Uttama Purushaha is beyond both. Ataha, second line. Ataha, therefore, Asmi Loke Vedecha Pratitaha Purushottamaha. Therefore, Bhagavan says, I am Prathitaha. Prathitaha means well known, famous. Yeah. I am, well known where? Loke and Vedic. Saptami. I am well known in the world and in the Shastras as that ultimate Param Dhama. As a, Purushottamaha. So this shloka, Bhagavan says, is only saying that I am the Purushottamaha, which is beyond both Kshara and Akshara. They all come and go. Yeah. but I remain as the witness. Nothing happens to them. They are subject to time, both Kshara and Akshara. Okay. Let's do the next one also. 19. Yo mamevam sammudhaha janati purushottamam. Yo mamevam sammudhaha janati purushottamam. Sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Together. Yo mamevam sammudhaha
janati purushottamam sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata.
So here, Bhagavan is talking about the Parama Bhaktaha. Yaha mameva asammudhaha janati. So when you rearrange the words, you can say Yaha asammudhaha mameva purushottamam janati. First line, easy. No? So the one who is asammudhaha means undeluded. The Vivekis, the discriminating, intelligent people, they know me. Janati, how? As the Purushottama, as the Uttama Purusha, the light of pure consciousness. They know me as the light of consciousness. Yaha mameva asammudaha janati Purushottamam. Second, Saha. Then, is there a problem, Rajeshwari?
Yes, Amma. Prabhaji, she is unmuted, Amma. She need to mute herself.
So, this asammudhaha, this Viveki. The Viveki is an intelligent person who seeks to know me. Seeks to know me as Purushottama. Yeah? That we have been discussing, the Purushottama, nature of Purushottama, who is Anyaha, other than Kshara and Akshara. Yeah? So that Nirguna, Purushottama, Brahma, the one who knows. What about that person? Second line. Saha sarvavit bhajati mam sarva bhavena he bharata. Yeah? So Bhagavan is now declaring that the one who seeks to know me as that Purushottama, which is the goal of Paravidya, yeah, that person is really worshipping me in the purest form. Sarva bhavena is worshipping me wholeheartedly. Because why? Because he is the Nishkama Bhakta. He is the Bhakta who is got that Eka Bhakti. He is worshipping me in his own heart. Yeah. Purnatvam, exactly. No, we saw in the chapter 7. Yeah. In chapter 7, we saw the 4 classes of devotees. No, Chaturvidha, Bhajanti Mam. They have a Dvaita Bhakti. Right? When one seeks from Bhagavan some goal. Yeah. Artha Bhaktas will seek something, Arthati Bhaktas. But what did Bhagavan say? Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. Jnani nityayuktaha eka bhaktihi vishishyate. The Jnani bhakta or the mumukshu, the jignasu excels all the devotees because he is worshipping me in his own heart. He is never away from me, and I am also never away from him or her. So sarvabhavena saha mam bhajati. So that is the wholehearted nishkama bhakti that this asammuda has. And he worships me as the one shining in his own heart. So this is what is called the Advaita Jnana Bhakti. And obviously we cannot come to this Advaita Jnana Bhakti without Saguna Bhakti. Yeah? So without Saguna, we cannot come to Nirguna Advaita Bhakti, and without Nirguna Bhakti, Saguna Bhakti is incomplete.
Means.
It's a means, exactly. So Aparavidya, all our upasanas, our parayanam, our pujas, our yatras, pilgrimages, they're all intermediate stages taking us to that Purushottama, who is the ultimate goal. And that goal is already gained. The goal is oneself. It's shining in one's own upadhi as the Atma Tattva. But still, there is a stages of purification to steady the mind, purify the mind till I come to that point. Yeah? So, Bhagavan is actually praising this jnani in the shloka and says that jnani has understood what Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. That this body, mind, upadhi, they will come and go. The yugas come and go. Karmas come and go. Relationships come and go. Seasons, everything are either in Kshara stage or Akshara stage. But I am Anya. I am other than the two. I am distinct, and that Purushottamam, the one who seeks to know that, is my true Bhakta. And Bhagavan has said that in chapter 7. Sarve Bhaktaha Udaraha Eva. I love all of them. Even those who are demanding, Bhagavan, right now I want this. Why are you denying me this karma phalam? Why is my daughter not getting married? Or this person is not getting well? I've done so many pujas. Bhagavan says, all are dear to me. Sarve bhaktaha udaraha. But he says the jnani is mama priyaha. Priyatama. The beloved of the Lord is this asammudaha, who seeks to know. And we can understand why he's praised as a Parama Bhakta, because it's unconditional. There is no transacting commercial bhakti there. It's a very pure bhakti. The bhakti of an Andal, bhakti of Ramadasa, bhakti of a Tyagaraja, all this is very, very pure. Yeah. Yeah. So he. So this is, you're seeing how from 16th verse onwards, Bhagavan is unfolding his higher Nirguna Sarupa. Yeah? And definitely, Bhagavan also appears as a Ksharapurusha. Ksharapurusha is who? Krishna, Rama, Vithala, all these Saguna, Brahma, Upasana Murtis that we are doing puja to. But arrive, gave darshan, and now they're available in this temple, that temple, and then we have darshan and then gone. Then we are back to our samsara. But Bhagavan says, know me as that imperishable, Abhyayaha, Ishvaraha, residing in your own heart, who is never away from you at any time. So we'll stop here, and I'm saving the last shloka plus the summary for next verse. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.